Oh man, it's Thursday night, guys, or Thursday evening, and I'm fired up. We have so many things to bet on. There's a lot of promos still out there. Now that the first 2 days of the NBA season are behind us, we have a smaller slate of NBA games tonight, just two, but we have a Thursday night football game. We have a boatload of NHL games going on tonight. We do have one college football game as well. So much to dive into. Welcome in the stream. Hopefully you're having a strong Thursday. And for the next hour or so, we're going to be smashing a bunch of bets utilizing various different tools over here at OddsJam and then also at Daily Grind Fantasy. So let's kind of just jump into it. Irish, what's going on, man? How are you, brother? And glad to see you were able to tune into a stream, man. Appreciate you joining another one. Hopefully you're having a strong day. So as always, guys, we normally like to start the streams off with DFS. We have a lot of DFS to get to. From Better. Obviously, yesterday I kind of failed to mention that Better changed their payouts on 3-pick entries. So we want to be focusing on 3-pick slips on Better. On DraftKings Pick 6, we have a Justin Herbert free square. I have some awesome boosts that were offered to me over at Underdog. I don't know if you guys received the same thing, but let's kind of just get started. We'll start with Better. Looks like there's nothing at the moment, which is kind of unfortunate. There was a play that I saw earlier here in the optimizer. Let me refresh the screen here. That I really liked. Okay, some of these plays might have bumped already. Better's now offering 3-pick entries, guys. If you come over here to OddsJam, just click the drop down on the Fantasy Optimizer. You're going to see that while the best odds that you can make are minus 120 on a 6-man entry with insurance, that means each pick is minus 120 odds. And if you want to know how we came to that conclusion, it's all based on your payout and how you're getting paid. But if you can sacrifice 2 cents per play, which I can, you can play 3-man entries now with no insurance, as Better has now matched Underdog in PrizePicks with paying 6x on their 3-pick slips. So we used to rock 5-man insureds, but now we're doing 3 picks. And obviously, you know, I'm a huge fan of playing 3 picks. So no insurance over here. Now this Jalen Williams play is for, I forgot the Thunder do play today. It's for today. But Flipp's the only other one book that's offering odds here. So let's look at J.K. Dobbins. This is for Sunday. We obviously have a couple games going on. There was a couple plays right before this that I really, really liked, and they kind of disappeared. So we're looking at rushing attempts. Over 15.5. We're getting this at minus 122. You can see that FanDuel and Pinnacle are at 16.5 at minus 120. So literally the bar is here on FanDuel and Pinnacle, and we can bet it here and get roughly the same price, which I'm very interested in. So I like that. I don't think that MGM is all that sharp on their odds. Naturally, guys, might want to just go over to MGM and place a straight bet. But I like this Dobbins play. So I have my better over here. What's going on, Dr. Slips? Titan. Yeah, we're going to get over there here in a second. Appreciate that, John. 4CX still active in AZ, SEC. I mean, I haven't placed a bet over there in a couple of days, but it was. What's going on, Orty? How are you, man? Ramos, so odds that show minus 140 and plus 110, for example, aren't really those odds due to the VIG? Well, yeah, I mean, Ramo, all of these odds have VIG baked in. Every single odds price that you see has VIG baked in, right? So you would want to come over to a no VIG fair odds calculator to remove the VIG. You need to know the over and the under to figure out what that is. You can also use a VIG calculator here to figure out what's being charged. But yes, we can. And one thing I want to make sure I mention, guys, and I know that, Irish and Orty already are in here right now. As I'm trying to get back on track here, we can look at some prize picks for sure. But if you guys are, like Irish and like Orty and Skunky and others, if you're a channel member, as we're starting to enter the busy season of just sports betting, as we're looking at some 2-pick slips and 3-pick slips on Dabble, being a channel member, one of the biggest perks of it is it's the first thing that I look for over here on my monitor. I immediately look over here and say, where's my channel members and what questions are they asking? Because they receive priority. So for those of you that are in the chat, I try to address everyone's questions. But as we start to get into the busy season, and yesterday I think we had close to 100 people on the stream, which was awesome. If you are a channel member, that's where your questions, your requests are put at the very top at the high priority, because that's one of the perks that you receive. So if you want that, go over to my YouTube homepage. I charge $1.99 a month. That's the cheapest plan, and then $4.99 a month if you want. So if you have a lot of questions, you want to learn more, you want to steer things in a certain direction, that's where being a channel member can really pay itself off. and making sure that you can get your questions answered right away. So for Fliff, looks like we're not seeing much. Let's take a look at PrizePicks. Let me minimize everything. Okay, so I'll showcase this 6-pick entry, but I'm much more interested in playing the 3-pick. But for those of you that want to grab this 6-pick entry, you can do so here. I'll kind of pause for a moment. What's going on, Trent? Real Deal Camper. Oh, Real Deal. Yeah, the first basket plays. I mean, I've made a dedicated video highlighting one of my favorite people. So, like, a lot of the stuff, guys, that I talk about, like, I've already made a video on my YouTube channel promoting it, and I know I have a lot of videos out there, but it's from First Basket Man. He has a free Discord. You can find him at First Basket Man on X. So I'll just pull up his Twitter because it's a lot easier. But I've highlighted him before in making a dedicated video talking about how awesome he is, but he's just a really sharp guy with first baskets. And so again, you know, if you ask, I try to help you guys out as much as I can, providing you guys that I think are really sharp. This guy's free, doesn't cost anything, right? So all I ask in return is you subscribe to the channel. But I'll pull him up. He's an awesome guy, has a really good model, and he gives out his plays every day on first baskets for the NBA. And he's quite profitable. Let me see first. All right, that's this. This is this entry here. Let me look at this 3-pick entry over here. Edwards, Contavious Pope. Dude, like, I don't really want to have to bet European golf. That's like the only thing that I'm not like crazy about. There he is. So if you guys want to know why is my... Just love how Twitter all of a sudden just absolutely freezes for me. Awesome. Cool. I'll share this here in a second, guys, but he's got a great Discord that is a lot of fun, and it's really solid. There he is. So this is him. His Discord's over here on his Twitter page. Just come over here to First Basket Man on X, at First Basket Man, and you see his Discord is linked right here. So I think I might be able to copy the link and share it with you guys. Damien, yeah, man, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get the hockey goals, and we're going to look at all that stuff. And I got to kind of get back on track and focus. But, yeah, First Basket Man, I've made a video dedicated, shared his links before. That's his Discord. It's free. He's an awesome dude. I don't really like this golf play, but let's grab this. And KCP already bumped. Nice. So we're just going to remove that and let's see if I can get back to this. I got to lock it in here for a second, guys. It's tough. It's a blessing. I appreciate all the interactions, all the questions. It's just trying to make sure I can manage the chat while also keeping this stream on the right track is important. 3-pick with Edwards, Bam, and then Thurston Lawrence. Yeah, let's see if we can grab this one instead. Okay, so this is this play over here. I'm going to pull this off to the side. I'm probably going to remove this golf play, guys. I don't have a lot of faith. It's a live bet play. It's European golf. So all I'm going to do is come over here to one of my favorite models, the Larry model, and I'm just going to grab an esports play instead. So this is going to be slightly modified. We'll grab a CS2 Go play over here. Again, this is over at the Juice Bets Discord, one of my favorite Discords out there that I like to use a lot, especially for esports. And let's do this. All right, let me share this link with you guys. This is going to be the prize pick entry that I'm going to rock with right now. What's going on, Don? Anton, what's going on? 49ers faithful. Billy chased too many NBA props yesterday. Terry Rozier killed all my parlays. And yeah, Damien, we'll make sure we get to those right away, man. Let me get back to those because obviously, you know, let me get that over there because I did have it teed up already. And because, Damien, you're a channel member, man, this is like what I talked about before. Let me get over to the EV tool. And we already have this teed up, right? So because Damien's a channel member, guys, just like 49ers faithful, Anton, Orty, Irish, all these guys, you know, if you ask, you know, I'll just get right to it. So we do a quick refresh over here. Looks like Adrian Kempe, plus 200 odds over on FanDuel is fine, but I'm not going to play Kempe. So I'd say over on any Canby Sportsbook, Kevin Fiala, which is a guy that we've been betting quite a bit this year, at plus, again, this is just below the 3% edge. So normally I like to bet plays that are over 3% edge. I will dip my toes into the lower percentage plays. And this is just below 3%, so I'm fine. Let me go over to Bally Bet and see if we can get this down. And check this out. And I have this kind of conundrum, guys, this kind of back and forth tussle, because I try to share as much as I can for free. Sometimes I think I share too much, but I really just want to help you guys, help you make money. That's kind of what it's all about. I know in the sports betting space, people are very tight-lipped about edges that work well. I can understand why people don't want to spread the word about edges, because the more people that find out, then the edge kind of dies and disappears. But I try to share as much as I possibly can with you guys for free. That's kind of what it's all about. So Kevin Fiala over here on Ballybet. OddsJam recommended that I wager $30. I got to check my bankroll settings real here quick, guys, because I was having a coaching call earlier today, and I want to make sure my bankroll settings are correct. So just bear with me a moment as I'm trying to figure out what's what. Oh, yeah. These are a little bit. Let's do this instead. All right, let me refresh this once more so I can get the new bankroll settings out there. Can we do this, please? There we go. They're now updated a little bit more. And so they're telling me $60. Okay, let's see if we can get this play on Fiala. I'm already slightly limited over here. I would imagine that I'm going to get limited more. Let's see if we can do 60. Okay, they'll let me do $60. That's nice. Appreciate that. So I can get in on that one with Ballybet, $60. There we go. Yeah, Anton. Yeah, of course. More free information, right? As much free stuff as we possibly can. Yeah. No, I know. I understand that. So every other play here, guys, I'm probably not interested in. The Velarde play, ESPN better FanDuel. Yeah, it just disappeared, so that's toast. Let's refresh this once more. I don't know why. Yeah, so we're just going to hide this Velarde play. JT Miller. Again, if you have some kind of profit boost that you can put on these, that's cool. I'm really, honestly, I'm disappointed. We'll come back and check this out later, but I'm really disappointed about that. Don Toso, appreciate that, man. Welcome into the D-Gens. Welcome in. And any OG or D-Gen that's currently in the chat, make sure you give Don Toso a welcome. Do I think Mookie, that profit extra? But first and foremost, Don Toso, thank you so much for the support, man. Really means a lot. And for all the OGs and D-Gens, I love yins. Love yins very much and really appreciate the support. So, we're going to come back over and look at some more DFS. And let me go. I got some boost over here that I want to get to on Underdog. I don't know if you guys are receiving these boosts. Maybe I'm a shitty bettor over at Underdog. I don't know what it is. But I got a 40% NBA boost and then a 40% like any slip boost, which is pretty nice. And so this is a 3-pick entry that says it's 73% EV edge. All right, so let me try to move this quickly because this would be an NBA boost. Again, I received 2 of these right here, guys. Make sure, I don't know if you guys did or didn't, but check them out. And let me see what we got here. We got Ant. I don't know if it has to be for today. It might have to be for today. I might not be able to slap the boost. Oh, yeah, those already moved. By the way, if you guys want to know any of the picks that I'm giving out today, I got a phone call earlier today from Coach Billups. He gave me the inside scoop, so we're good to go. We're going to be making a ton of money courtesy of Coach Billups. He got us. My man was taking care of us for sure. So let me regenerate this again, and let's see what we have. This is a 6-pick entry. I'm not interested in playing a 6-pick entry. Really not my thing. But if you want it, you can probably grab it. I'm interested in 3 picks. All right, so we're looking for Christian Brown. Let's look at that. I got to move lightning fast with this one too, because this is going to probably all get bumped. Randall. Okay, and then Jalen Johnson. And we're looking for his first quarter points. Give me the boost. Give me this for $50. Sorry about that. Disabled developer. Try it again. Do I got to refresh the page? This is lame. Come on. I got to share it with everybody, man. Let's go. So I'm getting this. I've been using Google for a while, guys, because Google Chrome, because I don't have any issues. And And this is how I can share it with you guys. But it's not letting me bet it right now on my browser, so I got to use my cell phone. Apologies here, guys, but I have to do this on my phone. This is very annoying. Very annoying. All right, so let's try this again. I got to do this on my phone, and hopefully we can still get this. Yeah, but where's my boost? That's what I want to know. Okay, there we go. And all right, we got this. Luckily, I got it. If I can share this link, yeah, it's going to be hard for me to share the link, guys, because I'm having some type of issue right now with Google Chrome. But we are able to get that slip right there, and I used my 40% boost. Let me come back over here and see if I can get this elsewhere. And then we're also going to take a look at the DraftKings Pick 6 because they have a free square tonight on Justin Herbert. Man, there's a lot of picks. This Randall and Jalen Johnson play, if you just want to play this as a 2-pick entry, guys, I would do that as well. Really good stuff. And then we have a 3-pick entry here with Ant-Man. I can't play college football, but if you can, then Stephen Castle. So there we go. Or, yeah, what's going on? DK Icebreaker promo S? I mean, I'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at it. We have a lot to jump into today, even though there's only 2 NBA games. Sean, in terms of the sharp money play, I don't like to wait. I mean, 30 minutes is okay, but I like to stop betting NBA games. I like to stop betting. I don't like to place bets 15 minutes or less before the game starts. 15 to 20 minutes or less before the game starts is not what I like to do. So I would prefer 2 hours to 30 minutes. Once you hit 20 minutes before tip, I would just completely stop betting any player props. I don't like that. What else we got? Let's look at the optimizer here. Let's go over to, let's take a look at Parlay Play, give them some love for a second. A lot of stuff on Parlay Play. We do have also a World Series game that's going to be starting tomorrow. 2 minimum data points. Dude, we got some stuff going on right now in Parlay Play. Let's go 3 minimum data points. Okay. This Shohei play to hit a home run, that looks really good. Where's my Parlay Play right now? I don't know if this is a bonus that they're running, but this looks really good. Shohei to go deep. Yeah, this is a boosted payout special, guys. But this Ohtani plays really good for Parlay Play. What else do we have here? I don't mind the Pascal Siakam over on that one. So let's do that one. So Siakam over 19.5 points. It's another promo. That's why it's so good. Valanciunas, no, not really. Whoa, Sid to get a point tonight. I like the Crosby play. Not because I'm a Penguins fan. Yeah, that's because it's boosted as well. All these are boosted. God dang it. Kairu. I'm guessing Kairu's even boosted, right? Yeah, everything's boosted. Everything that I like is all boosted because it makes sense, Parlay Play. All right, I'm going to share a slip with this Ohtani play, guys, because I really like this. And again, shout out to the Juice Bets Discord and their Larry model. We're going to just go grab this over here, and I'm just going to run a slight different variation with this boosted play. And I'll share this with you guys out there. Let's go bingo. Again, guys, if you don't know this on Parlay Play, you can still run correlation, a modified correlation. It's still out there. It's fine and well. One entry up to $250. Or one entry up to two. I don't know what this is because they're giving me a free entry right now, and I don't want this free entry. I always hate when they do this. So I got to come back here for just a second, guys, and just make like a random entry because I don't like the fact that they give me this free entry, and that's not what I really want. So just bear with me for a moment here as we're going to go ahead and get this Ohtani play going, and then I can get this going. Okay, we're going to run this slip right here, guys. I'm going to throw me this down here, and I'm going to share this with you guys. I can only do it, looks like, for 20 bucks. That's fine. There we go. All right, I can continue here, and then let me go ahead and share this play with you guys, because this is what I'm rocking over here. Is there no way for me to share this? Dude, are you serious? So I took here. I'll just show this to you guys. This is what I took. It's a max $20 entry, but this is the play that I'm going to take. Just took a minute. Patrick, no. So really, guys, when it comes now to player props, the filters, and I appreciate you asking. And this is going to be the parlay play, guys. This is where I took Ohtani. There's some other boosteds, but the Ohtani play is very EV. So I really like this play. It's a $20 max entry. In terms of like specific filters for NBA props, that's kind of a slightly older strategy of mine. It's not as important right now as I feel as it used to be. Line movement and liquidity is at the forefront of my mind when it comes to this. So obviously, DVigging to NBA to a FanDuel or DVigging to a Pinnacle or, a bookmaker, I'm always going to be okay with that. Let's take a look at pick 6 and see what we have over here. 3-man entries. Obviously, the Herbert free square is easy, but and really then from there, it's just going to be dependent on an odds range that you're comfortable with. I'm not betting plus 400s for NBA player props. I'm not betting minus 400s, right? Everything's pretty much a similar range of maybe a plus minus 200. If you guys want to go a plus minus 140, or you want to go a minus 150 to a plus 130, I think that's a fine range to go at as well. But it's going to be more about, for me, I use a desktop a lot and looking at line movement and seeing where the books are moving and looking at liquidity and using the sharp money tool. That's more of a powerful strategy for me than just setting my filters. I really look through each and every play that I bet to see if there's some type of indicator that I like. So the filters aren't as important as is the liquidity and then movement from sharp books. That's the most important thing. At least for me, it is in 2025. And that'll probably be a video coming near you down the road in terms of what's going on. So let me go over here on DraftKings Pick 6. I'm already logged in and ready to go. And then what we got? The Joker. This has to be probably... yeah, we can't do that. So if we're doing NFL, let's just focus on NFL for the moment. Let's see what else we have. Can I find anything else? I mean, it's a good question, Patrick, but it's not something that I'm really all locked and loaded into. Dang. Bo Nix. And it's got to be on the game tonight, too. That's the other stinky part, I think. It can't be... We can't pick anything. If we're using the Herbert free square, it's got to be on tonight. Okay. So at the moment, like, I'm not all that thrilled with what I see. Let's take a look at the NBA. And for the NBA, we do have a stat slice we can pick now. We have some different ones. SGA, Joker. Guys, SGA points are pretty good to take. I'm also probably just going to go with Jokic over on his PRA. That's kind of my dude. I like doing that. So I'll take the, pick between SGA or Jokic. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Then we got with J Butt over on his points and rebounds at 23.5. Yeah, FanDuel's at 23.5, 24.5. We can get 23.5. I like that. So let's go. Was this points and rebounds for Butler? No, they just bumped this. It's now 24.5. Cool. SGA over on his points, over 31.5. This is something you could do if you take the Jokic boosted play. You could then just grab SGA over on his points, 31.5. It's 10 cents off to FanDuel. I'm okay with that. What else do we have for tonight's game? Cam Johnson. It's fine to Pinnacle. It's not great to FanDuel. Aaron Gordon on his PRA. I can get in on this. Where's Aaron Gordon's PRA? Less than 23.5. I don't mind that one at all. All right, I'll share this one, guys. This is what I'm going to go with. Share the slip. Yeah, we got the first or last touchdown jackpot over at FanDuel, which obviously last week we cashed thanks to Jonnu Smith. And again, guys, when we're looking at this FanDuel, touchdown stuff, in terms of the first or last, you don't have to bet a lot of money. Betting more money on that promo does not mean that you're going to receive more bonus bets. It just means so you just really need to bet the $5. We have a boosted SGP. What else do we have on DraftKings? Because I'm just over here right now. I'm taking a look at the promos. We got an SGP boost. We got a NBA profit boost. Okay, I already used my League Pass code from hitting the SGP. I was watching NBA League Pass for free for a couple of months, which is nice. Let me log into FanDuel. Let's get over here and let's take a look at some FanDuel plays. Let me fire up this NFL game and let's take a look at some touchdown scores. So, everything worked out for me last week, guys, but we took you can watch the stream from last Thursday. We took our $5 bonus bet. We won the jackpot. Jonnu Smith was one of the two tight ends. It was Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth were the two winners last week. We took that and we took $5, won the bet, and got paid on the bet, and then also won $60 in bonus bets. We then took that $60 bonus bet and put it on an NHL goal score, anytime goal score. I can't remember who we bet. It might have been, I don't think it was Cutter Gauthier. I can't remember who it was. I think it was for the Ducks. And we turned that into $144 cash. So, a couple of things when it comes to that is I like to take my bonus bets and throw it on a long shot play. It's one of my favorite things to do. So where is this? Because I know we hit this. Wasn't Tom Wilson. No, it wasn't Shane Pinto. I can't remember who it was. Frank Vetrano. I think it was Frank. No, it wasn't Frank Vetrano. Either way, it doesn't matter. We turned it into a lot of cash, which was a really, really good time. And so that's kind of what we're looking to do here. So we're going to pull up this game. Look at the Chargers. Look at the Vikings. Again, guys, if you want to try OddsGM 1 week for free and then save $30, 35% off your first month after the 1 week trial ends, use code Billy35. And it's really time to go. This is the time of the year that we want to bet. So all I'm looking for here is I'm just looking at FanDuel. Okay, and I'm just looking at FanDuel and I'm looking for where they're highlighted in bright green. It's pretty simple. And then I'm looking at where's Circa's odds? Because obviously Pinnacle's not offering this market, so Circa is my closest sharp sports book that I can use, right? So Darius Davis, obviously this is a huge long shot, guys. If you want to go after those, you can. Vidal, this is not great over at FanDuel. Okay, so do we have anything else with FanDuel that I really like? Obviously, this is an anytime touchdown score, right? And it's either got to be the first or last score. That's all it is with the promo. Make sure you guys read through these promos, right? So we'll pull this off to the side here. You come down here. This is the more info button here on this, and just use your token to place an anytime TD wager. And if our player scores first or last, so we obviously then could also just say, well, just show player touchdowns, right? If we just want to look at player touchdowns, maybe we can find some value here because we want to make sure we cash this bet. But I'm only interested in placing this bet if we're receiving awesome odds over at FanDuel, right? And sometimes we just got to place a bet to place a bet. The Carson Wentz play, maybe. It's not ideal. And this is really just a change. Okay, Jalen Naylor. Jalen Naylor's a maybe. So Pinnacle's odds are here, plus 525, minus 867. Let's remove the VIG from Pinnacle. What's the fair value on Naylor? 560? Oh, yeah. So the Jalen Naylor play is definitely EV. All right. Let's go back down here and keep looking for some more. So Jalen Naylor's in consideration. Who else? Also, guys, on these promos, I'm not interested in betting on the Jordan Masons. I'm not interested in betting on the Justin Jeffersons of the world. These guys could easily cash. But remember, think of it this way. This is a contest where everyone's placing a bet on an anytime TD, and I'm only placing a $5 wager, right? So I like to place these on slightly longer shot odds. I don't want to place this on Vidal or Lad McConkey. I don't care about those dudes, right? Think about the Pat Freiermuth or Jonnu Smith. While we're not plus 1,000 odds, they're a bit of a long shot. I think I'm going to be going with Jalen Naylor right now. That's going to be the play. That's in a range that I like to go after. So all you have to do, guys, just make sure that you claim this, right? And again, with this play, you can take this on a longer underdog if you want to, and then just go to TD scores. Make sure you're the first column here, and boom, 6 plus 650. And I'm just betting $5, and $5 is going to make me $32. But then I'm going to win I'm going to win some bonus bets, right? So Jalen Naylor is going to be the play for me. If you want to put this on something even crazier, like what did we see up here earlier that was really crazy? If you want to put this on, where's he at? Yeah, you want to put this on Keandre Lambert-Smith, feel free to do so because you're getting a better payout on FanDuel compared to any other book. Like Ballybet's giving you plus 1,500 odds. So like a $10 wager on Ballybet pays out $150. $10 wager on FanDuel pays out $270. Like, why wouldn't you just play this at FanDuel? So that's the play that you can go after, but I'm going to be on Jalen Naylor. Don't expect to win this, but again, I already hit on Jonnu Smith, so I'm pretty happy with this whole promo in general on the year. If you're betting $5 every time, you're gonna have a good time. All right, so that's that promotion, and then we also have what else is out there? 30% profit boost. We'll claim that as well. That's cool. Okay. Make sure I look at this SGP boost, this profit boost. 3 legs. Okay. So let's look at arbitrage right now. And for those of you that are arbitrage bettors, I want to talk to you for like a minute or two. I think some people that I shouldn't say most. I think some people that utilize the arbitrage tool use this tool ass backwards. I think what happens is that people pull up the OddsJam software. They look for arbs. They see a play. And then they're like, holy smokes, Sportsino, DraftKings, SGA first quarter player points. Let's go grab this. And then what that arbitrage bettor does is that they go log into DraftKings. And then they go log into Sportsino. And then they go pull up their arbitrage calculator and they try to lock these plays in. If you're pulling up your software first and you're looking at a play, there's a very low chance that you're going to be able to capture the play that you see. What I'd rather you do is if you know you're going to arbitrage bet, log into your sports books first, then open up the software. If you're someone that is getting one-sided a lot on your arbitrage bets, your system is broken and you should shoot me an email or a DM and talk to me so that we can fix your process. I see people that comment a lot on my videos that just say, yeah, arbitrage betting's a lot of crap because I always get one-sided. And the first thing that I think of is that your system, your process is broken. It's not working. So if you open up your software first and you see these bets, in my mind, when I do this, I automatically assume that none of these bets I'm going to be able to capture. These opportunities are going to disappear. So in my head, when I pull these plays up, I just disregard these plays. I just assume I can't get them. And if I still can get them when I'm already logged into the books and I have this played up and this play's been out there for a while, I get nervous because I know that time's ticking. Like this play's going to disappear soon. So, this play's still out here on Sportsino because they're kind of a joke. But if you pull up your software first and you see these plays, I would just disregard any play that you see on the screen. Log into your sports books first, then go pull up your software, then go attack your plays. That would be the step-by-step process that I would follow if I was looking to arbitrage bet. So naturally, guys, with this strategy, the more books that you have, the more money that you can make. If I select all my books, right, you can pick which ones you want, which ones you don't want. I don't care about a minimum maximum odds range because I don't care. I'm just day trading the books, right? To me, arbitrage isn't betting. It's trading. Because if you execute the strategy correctly, there isn't any risk. So this isn't really betting at all. I just probably call it arbitrage trading because that's all you're doing. You're just day trading the sports books. I cannot tell you what your minimum ROI should be because I don't know what's worth your time. What's it worth to you in terms of finding a play? Is a 1.5% return enough? Then type in 1.5. If it's 3%, type in 3. Again, this is all pre-match. The games haven't started yet, so these are the opportunities that we're looking to go after. Going after OddsJam's recommended book weights or Pinnacle is fine by me. As you can see, we have over 100 opportunities. If I wanted to condense this and say, yo, show me plays that are 3% or higher, then there's currently only 8 opportunities at the moment. Leagues, I don't care what's going on. And again, guys, your profitable opportunities are all going to be dependent on what's going on in the sports betting calendar. Check out yesterday's stream. It was insane. That's because there was like 12 NBA games. Tonight, there's 2 NBA games, 1 NFL game, a college game, but a lot of hockey games. But again, hockey doesn't provide as many profitable opportunities because there's not as many markets compared to the NBA. So here's then everything that's over 3%. If you see this little middle sign right here, first and foremost, Thrills is the sports book that is screwing up this play. That's why you see it linked to ESPN, FanDuel, and Novig. But if you see a middle opportunity, this is an opportunity for us to win both bets. So if you bet the over at ESPN, bet on Jordan Mason, and you bet the under on Thrills, and Jordan Mason lands exactly on 60 rushing yards, then you win the over and you win the under. Middle betting is literally very low, no risk, very high reward. Now, if Mason gets 20 rushing yards or 200 rushing yards, then one bet wins, one bet loses, and depending on how much money that you put on this play, well, this is going to just show you how much you're going to make, right? So you're going to make a profit no matter what happens. But if he lands exactly on 60 rushing yards, then you cash both bets. Irish Pinto, that's right. Orty, I mean, make sure that you go to FanDuel and make sure that you have to claim the boost. So if you don't see it, Orty, go to your promotions tab first and then claim that boost. You're not going, or if you have claimed it, refresh the page. Or refresh your app or go out of your app and then go back into the app, and you should see the token pull up. But if you don't claim the boost, then you're not going to see it. Anton asks, Bill, do you think ARBs are disappearing quicker than in years past? Maybe. Maybe a little bit, but not by much. Obviously, the sports books are probably a little bit more aware of this. But remember, guys, like all of, I mean, it's a good question to ask, but I mean, in terms of everyone that's on this stream and that's watching, and holy shit, we're over like 100 people right now. That's crazy. In terms of everyone that's on here, like, remember, out of everyone that bets in sports, all the sports bettors, your buddies and everybody, we're about this big. We're about that big in terms of people that actually know about these strategies and people that know how to pick off the books. These books, the DraftKings, the ESPN bets, they're making so much money off of the regular Joes out there. The guys that just want to get a sweat. The guys that are barstool dudes that only bet overs because you're a loser if you bet an under, according to Barstool, right? And so people that know about these strategies, they're about this big. I just think in general, technology has gotten better since like 2018 and 2021. And so that's why I think that there's just more opportunities. So again, you guys, you can come in here at the top. You can type in your dollar amount, right? It's going to tell you about 100 here. It's going to tell you about 60 here. If you click into a certain play, it's going to then pin here on OddsJam. And you're going to see a little 3-second tracker right over here. Every 3 seconds, OddsJam software is checking these odds to make sure they're still out there. Okay. So just little things that we can do with arbitrage. Obviously, if you want to go live, little different story. Now, I don't know how many people are live arbing tennis, because it's not like this is Wimbledon or the Australian Open. This is just, no offense to any tennis fans, this is some rando small tournament that no one gives a shit about. So when I think about arbitrage betting, I would just focus on the major sports. Now that NBA is back, like NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, you know, college football, college basketball, just focus on those 6 sports or, you know, those 6 leagues. You can live arb tennis, but again, it's all about showing your betting activity to the sports book. And how many of your buddies are talking about this tennis match right now? Probably nobody. So I would just disregard these tennis matches. It's not that you can't make money, but again, when a trader is reviewing your account history and your betting history, and they see that you bet a lot of tennis, you can mix in a couple tennis bets here or there, but I wouldn't make this kind of a daily thing because nobody bets tennis unless it's a major championship. Let's come back over here to let's take a look at the Sharp Money tool. I got it over here. Let's refresh the page. All right, so in general, the Sharp Money tool is a really sharp and smart tool that I like to use. Now, We talk about Kalshi and Poly market, and as you can see on my right-hand side, it's really small, hard maybe and small to see over here. Maybe I could zoom in a bit. Here we go. Let's do this, okay? So let's just zoom in here for a second. So everyone's going to say like, holy smokes, man, there's almost $300,000 on the Ducks at minus 108 odds, okay? And you can say, yeah, actually there is, right? Someone's offering this. But what you have to understand is that the person that's offering the Ducks for $285,000, that means that they want the Bruins, and they want the Bruins at plus 108 odds. Well, as you can see on the Bruins for their odds, nobody has plus odds. No one's offering plus odds. So no one is going to bet very few people are going to bet this play at Kalshi. So I'll try to reframe my point so that I can explain it because it can be a little bit confusing. This person that has almost $300,000 over here on Kalshi, they want the Boston Bruins and they want them at the price of plus 108. Okay. So that's like going to the Apple store. Okay. And you go to the Verizon store. Let's go say you go to the Verizon store to buy an iPhone. And the price for the iPhone's $100 or $1,000. And you go to the guy that works at the Verizon store, yo, I only want to pay $300 for this iPhone. And they're like, yeah, I know you want to pay $300, but it's $1,000. And you go, no, buddy, I don't think you understand. I'm only going to pay $300 for this brand new iPhone. That's what this person over at Kalshi's doing. It's not that they believe in the Bruins. They want the Bruins at plus 108 odds, which is extremely positive EV. What's most likely going to happen is that order is not going to get filled. Just like if you were at the Verizon store, the guy's going to be like, dude, I'm not selling you this phone for $300. Get out of here. It's the same thing. So I don't want you to look at this and say, yo, we should be betting the Bruins. No. If you can get the Bruins at like plus 106 odds, yeah, I'd bet the Bruins. But as you can see, like nobody's here. And I'm sorry if I'm raising my voice. You can just tell I'm very passionate about this. I get a little animated sometimes, but no sports book has plus odds on the Bruins, right? So you have to kind of read through the tea leaves a little bit when you're looking at these plays. Appreciate that, Irish. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I see the Bracco one. I mean, they're an offshore sports book or a global sports book, I should say. I would just really look through OddsJam software and just pull up that book to see if there's any plays. I haven't signed up with them yet because something that I've learned in past, guys, is just because a new sports book's added to the OddsJam ecosystem, you need to go on the positive EV tool. You need to go on the arbitrage tool. And you need to say, like, dude, is there any plays at all for Bracco, right? Like, let's clear this all out. Is there anything at all for Bracco? If we select this all, right, like, do we have anything at all that suggests that Bracco is showing any plays? So this is just in general. And I'll just scroll through here. And I'm looking for an orange B is what I'm looking for. I'm like, all right, dude, like, are they popping up at all? Like, what's something you're noticing right away? There's a lot of purple, and there's a lot of red, and there's a lot of green. That's DraftKings, Hard Rock, and Ballybet. So if I don't see Bracco's, sportsbook popping up, then I'm not going to sign up with them because there's no value. They're not offering any value, right? So I would wait to do this like tomorrow on a Friday. There's going to be 1 billion NBA games tomorrow, right? Same thing with the EV tool. Come over here, clear out everything, and just pull up Bracco and just say, what do you got? You're like, all right, we got some team totals here. We got some, all right, I'm not betting Greece soccer. So then let me say, okay, let's go after maybe some leagues that I would bet, right? So let me clear this all out. Let's say, all right, at this time of year, dude, I'm betting NFL and I'm betting college football. Baseball, obviously there's only the World Series that's left. Let's look at the NBA, and then let's look at hockey, all right? And if you want to bet soccer, no problem. Just go after the Premier League, maybe Bundesliga, Italy, Spain, right? All the big leagues, maybe even MLS, even though they're in playoffs. Show me what you got. And they're going to say, okay, here's what we have. And I'm going to say, okay, I can bet team totals. I'll bet receiving yards. I don't bet third quarter money lines. I don't bet first quarter team totals. So this is where I would use Bracco and say, dude, we're already below like 2% edge here. I don't know how I feel about this. So this could be a book that you could use, but it doesn't seem like there's a ton of opportunities. So that's how I like to evaluate new sports books that are added to OddsJam. I used to just rush over there, sign up, and start firing off bets. But then I'd realize, like, dude, I don't see any bets over here. And now I got money tied up because I took their bonus. So just be careful when you go after those guys. We're going back over the sharp money tool. So let's refresh this. Again, guys, I'm just using like a minus 200 plus 150 odds range. I'm looking at main markets. We can focus on today. There's no results down here at the bottom. If you go the next 24 hours, that's fine by me. And again, you can see that someone really wants to bet the Bruins, okay? Or I'm sorry, they really want to bet the Ducks. So someone has $27,000 over here at minus 110 odds. They want the Ducks at plus 110. So this is like crazy ninja casino, which I haven't signed up with. You could bet that over there. But for the Ducks at plus 110, this is pretty much an EV bet on its own. I would be fine going over to Ballybet or Bet Rivers and betting this at like a plus 105, a plus 106. But again, this game's today, right? So this is something I would go after. I'm okay with that. If we're looking, again, crazy ninja odds casino, I should probably maybe trim up my sports books. Let's just go to like here, and let's take a look at this. So we're looking at maybe the under 5.5 between Montreal and Edmonton. There's $7,700 and Pinnacle's limit $7,500. I don't think this is a play that I really want to go after. It's barely above Pinnacle's limit, right? I need to see like at least 10 grand, if not more, to get excited about betting this under 5.5. So I don't like either of those two, this play. With the Kraken and the Jets, this is slightly better, right? In terms of Pinnacle's taking $3,700. There's almost $5,000 here. That's a little better. You can see that there's $7,400 over here. I'm more interested in betting this under on the Jets and the Kraken than the Oilers and the Canadiens. And then these other two plays I don't care about because these are terrible. If we're looking at player props, it's a different story. And again, this is kind of what you can get with me, guys, with coaching, one-on-one coaching, where I break down different plays. I break down kind of a step-by-step kind of path for you. So if you want to book a free 30-minute discovery call and talk to me, here's the link. Book it over my calendar. Let's have a chat. Let's talk about where you live, the sports books that you have, your risk tolerance, your bankroll. Let's kind of set up a plan for you, right? I have various different packages. And I'm also offering guys a 3-month betting a group class, one call every 2 weeks. The call is 1 hour long. It's every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And this is going to be 6 classes in total. And there's the link if you guys want to sign up for it. It starts Wednesday, October 29th. That's the first class. Again, it's a group classroom setting. It's a little bit of a cheaper option compared to working with me one-on-one. And if you guys want to check that out, the link is there where you can kind of get into a group class. And again, if we have 3 people join the group class, then you get a lot of value because it's just you and 2 others compared to if there's 300 people that join. But I would think that, it's something that you guys can definitely take a look at. There's a lot to dive into with OddsJam. You don't have to have OddsJam software to work with me one-on-one. We can talk about other softwares. This is all sharp sports betting in general, guys. Little things that you can look for. So Siakam, right? Pinnacle's taking a $500 limit. Somebody put $3,200 on Siakam, and they really want to bet they really want his over 4.5 at plus 114 odds. We can get this at Hard Rock at a really good price. So this would be a play on Siakam that I really like, right? Take his over 4.5 assists. If we come here to maybe Jamal Murray, again, this is Hard Rock, but if you can find another book that's giving you a plus 105, plus 107 odds range, right? Because this play is just EV in general on Hard Rock. It's plus 110, and all the books have like minus 107, minus 122. But if you can come down here and get some really good pricing, this is something you can look at. Jamal Murray, same thing. There's $2,800. Someone put $2,100. They want his over 3.5 rebounds at plus 107 odds. If you have Hard Rock, you can have a good time. Chet Holmgren on his steal. So for Chet to get a steal, someone's offered $2,100 for him not to get a steal. That means the person really wants Chet Holmgren to get a steal tonight. They like that side. They want this at minus 110. Someone obviously then went ahead and jumped ahead, penny pinched to get their order filled at minus 111. But again, if you can bet this on Ballybet, Bet Rivers, Bet Parks, if you guys, anyone that uses Leo Vegas, I'm cool with that. I would say, the minus 115 on No Vig, but I would go bet this on a Canby Sportsbook. That's what I would go ahead and do. I definitely need to make a drive up to, I think it's Flagstaff where Hard Rock is for one of these weekends and just take a bunch of money and bet over there at the casino because I think it would be a great time. SGA over on his steals. Again, all these are over $2,000 in liquidity, guys, so I'm interested in betting this, right? And all people are doing here is they're just trying to sometimes penny hop in front of the other person to get their order filled first. Slightly worse price. Somebody really wants SGAs over 1.5 steals at plus 150 or plus 105 odds. We can get this at plus 115 over on a Canby Sportsbook. This is how I would view these types of plays for sure. There you go, YECU. Nice to hear that, man. Or did they adjust their player prop limits? Prop Builder last night had a tough start. They had a tough opening night. There was a decent amount of time that their system was down and you couldn't get any bets in. And then there were some spots where you could. But I don't think they've adjusted their limits. If they have, it's still very viable, even if it's lower limits. Kev, how many free calls you can book? I don't know about that. That's a great question. Probably capping it to like 1 call per person, right? And it's totally fine. There's people out there that are just trying to find out more free information. I understand. You're just trying to gain value. So I think I've probably had 60, 70 calls. We've had a lot of calls. It's been a really good time. Met a lot of wonderful people. Let's go back over the EV tool and let's just kind of snipe for some NBA player props right now. And then we'll look for some NFL player props. So, because it's about 3:50. We got some time still before the game starts. Let's look at basketball. Okay, so for like an NBA player prop setup, right? Let's devig to FanDuel. Let's go worst case. It's not too complicated, guys, because again, I'm not really so much worried about the filters. I'm just more worried about diving into each specific play. And let's go like 4%. Let's make sure everything's maybe over. If you want to do 3%, you want to do 5%. It's not a big deal. I'm cool with all that. Date range, though, is going to be for today. And let's take a look. Okay, so for pick 6, this is another way that we can make some pick 6. Obviously, we know about these 2 plays, right? These are discounted plays. That's why they're popping up on the screen. Okay, so Jamal Murray on his rebounds. The over 3.5. It's an ARB to FanDuel. So this looks fairly good. Sometimes these plays, guys, are pretty simple. Like no other sports books offering plus odds on Jamal Murray. So it's not that Hard Rock has the inside scoop. They don't. They're sleeping at the wheel. And they haven't woke up yet. So this is an easy play. I would literally just bet this play based off of what I see. I don't need to really jump into the line movement. If I look at Steph Curry on his rebounds and assists, again, this is an ARB to FanDuel. And I would definitely lean on FanDuel as being the sharper book between the two. As you can see, that Hard Rock's just offering a great price. This is very typical with Hard Rock, so I would just bet that again at Hard Rock. If we go into Steph Curry here on his liquidity on no vig, this is an ARB, so someone's wrong, someone's right. If we jump into this play, FanDuel's moved up quite a bit. No vig has moved as well, but this seems to be, this isn't enough liquidity here, guys, $458 that I'm like, dude, there's a professional bettor on the other side of this. I don't believe that. If it was $4,500, yeah, I could see that for sure. Ordy, I forgot about that, man. I forgot about that you went to the World Series. I know your Dodgers are back in it again. I don't know. I have a Dodgers hat and a Blue Jays hat. So if my girlfriend's watching, she'll either love me because I'm wearing the Dodgers hat. If I wear the Blue Jays hat, she'll be pissed. Irish heading to Florida tomorrow to the in-laws. So Irish, I would say if anyone's in Florida, okay, Irish, couple things. And this isn't just a Florida thing. Well, 2 things for you, Irish. Number 1, if I was in Florida right now, I'd do 3 things. I would create a Bovada account and I would just beat the living wheels off of Bovada. I would make sure I have a Hard Rock account and I would beat the living wheels off of Hard Rock. And then for DFS, I'd make sure I have a Dabble account and I would just pump Dabble. In my opinion, the easiest DFS sports book to make money on right now is Dabble. It's not even close. Speaking of props builder, okay. This is an ARB to FanDuel. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got to go on this one right now. Look at the movement from FanDuel. Oh, baby, under 35.5 for Steph PRA. I don't know. I'll just go over like to one of the books. I'll go to BetDSI. We'll get this bad boy going. Or maybe I got a couple. I even dusted off some old accounts that I got limited on back in the day, like MyBookie and XBet, because they have props builder and bringing them back to life. Let me do this instead. All right, so we're going to go with Steph under 35.5. I really like that one. This is a props builder, guys, so obviously any global sports book, if you have access to Rebet, unfortunately their props builder, I believe, now makes you have to place parlays. But this is the kind of movement we're talking about. Like, this is why I love using my desktop. You see movement like this, you go, 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 go. So I'm going to come over here and grab the PRA here for Steph under 35.5. And I just feel like the role that Steph plays now is just slightly different. They don't need him. He can obviously score at will, but they don't need him to score as much. All right, so how much is OddsJam telling me to bet on this play? 250. We're going to go a little bit below that. I'll take this for the 200, though. All right, we're in. I love that movement from FanDuel. That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so there's one play on Props Builder that I definitely like. Now, if you don't have Props Builder, just pay. It doesn't matter. Pay attention to that graph that I showed you. Anytime within the last 60 minutes or less that I see a FanDuel or a Pinnacle bookmaker moving like in that direction, that's what I'm looking for. That's like this play's elite. One sportsbook is just chilling while FanDuel's moving. And we know the FanDuel takes fairly high limits on their bets, right? So that's where I want to go after it. Orty, honestly, Orty, if you cooked your Bovada account, I would still go over to Props Builder because a lot of people don't know this, but Props Builder is a separate entity on Bovada that you won't have the same limit restrictions as you do on Bovada for their player props. So something that people don't think, like this play on Joker, yes, this is a Bovada-specific prop that they created. But this on Props Builder, you can go over to Props Builder on Bovada and bet this and probably bet over $200 on this. So you can get 120 down, Orty. I mean, $120 ain't bad. I'd say that's pretty dang good. So it's obviously not as good as you'd like it, but it's still definitely viable. So there we go. Let's refresh this again. Guys, I'm just going to skip through most of these Hard Rock plays. Hard Rock's just an easy sports book to go after. Let's look at, we got Joker though on, so this is obviously 49.5, but we have this over here on Props Builder. Again, this is almost a low hold. Pinnacle has this at minus 123, so this is going to be a difference of opinion between FanDuel and Pinnacle, which I like this. And again, here's where I would say, like FanDuel's moving. FanDuel's at minus 138. They're now at minus 158. Like within the last 40 minutes, FanDuel's moved a lot. Now, Pinnacle's just fine with having this at minus 123. I would lean on FanDuel a little bit more. And again, I know betting Joker under on his PRA might not be a fun time, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. So let's grab that as well. So we're betting some unders here. Fading some dudes. There you go. YCU for the limit was $500. So yeah, everyone's going to have different limits, and it just depends on your account health. Again, guys, these are going to be a little insights you can find out from your props builder on certain sports books, like if you're limited at all. Even if you do get limited on props builder, you can still get down roughly $100 to profit $100, which is still fine. But there's so many other global sports books that you can utilize. Okay, so for those of you, and especially someone like Orty, right? If you guys are looking for some different books that are going to offer Props Builder, okay, here's the first one, okay, Bovada. Now, Jazz Sports offers Props Builder, but they don't offer it for live, okay? So you can do pregame on Jazz for Props Builder, right? And all these offshore books, guys, I would highly recommend do not accept any of their rollovers or any of their bonuses. I would just ignore the bonuses, honestly. Bet Anything, they have Props Builder. Bet DSI has Props Builder. Bet Online has Props Builder. Bet Now has it. Bet US, they have it. Who else? MyBookie, XBet, BUSR, which are not currently included in this list of books, they all have it. And then anyone else that I'm looking at here? Not off the top of my head. I might be missing one or two, but there's plenty of books out there that have it. Let's take a look once more. What else do we got? Again, $89 here on Steph on his PRA. That's a really good price. I would go after that one. If you see Aaron Wiggins here, this is a PrizePicks play. The fair odds here are minus 133. So if you played this as a 3-pick slip, right? Because minus 119 odds implies that you're playing a 5 or 6-pick. We know that 3-pick powers get minus 122 odds. Well, that's well below this. So this Aaron Wiggins play would be great to put on a 3-man slip. Okay, what else do we got here? ESPN bet Andrew Nemhard over on his rebounds and assists. This is FanDuel only. So Pinnacle doesn't offer this market here, guys, but FanDuel does. Yeah, this is kind of a no-brainer here. It's just way above the pricing of here. It's a low hold to Bovada. So I would bet this over on Nemhard over at ESPN bet. All right, that's it. Let's look at some NFL props. Let's take a look at that. Really just going to change the league up. And looking at today, let's put this down to 3%. That gives us 8 results, so not a ton, but some. Here we go, Bracco talking about this. TJ Hawkinson under 3.5 catches. Now, we're devigging to FanDuel at the moment. We can switch this up. Let's go to Pinnacle. Still, the Hawkinson play looks changed up. We'll come back to that with FanDuel here in a second. Now you're looking at the over 3.5 receptions, so I want to dive into that play. Carson Wentz on his rushing yards. This is a Canby Sportsbook. You can grab this at Bet Rivers as well. This looks pretty decent. Now, there's a lot of liquidity over here, but again, guys, if you're going to say, Billy, there's $1,200 on 4CX at minus 148. Yeah, but like this is minus 148 odds. So that means somebody wants this under at plus 148. So again, when we're looking at these plays, guys, remember, don't get scared by this liquidity. Because that means somebody wants this at plus 148. No one's going to fill this order at plus 148. The best odds you can get is plus 116. So remember, some of these guys are on these exchanges. Remember, these are pro bettors. They're just trying to throw some money out there, and if they get their order filled, they're happy because they're getting it filled at a really good price, right? So Wentz over here, I definitely like this. Pinnacle's taking $1,000. They definitely moved from minus 132 to minus 145. Okay. FanDuel's at minus 114. I'm still fine with this. I'm fine with going after this play. Bet Rivers, Bally Bet. This is an ARB to Pinnacle, guys, so always a good idea to go after plays that are ARBs to Pinnacle. Keenan Allen on his catches over at No Vig. This is an ARB to Bookmaker. I think Bookmaker's quite sharp. I would be happy to take this play over at No Vig. As you can see, someone just did, so now there's $60 left. I would be happy to grab this play on the over 5.5. I know Keenan hasn't been playing very well as of late, but I'm still fine with that. Now, this Hawkinson play, we had some kind of different opinions. We had FanDuel. If you devig to FanDuel, they're telling you to bet this other places. Okay. Let's look at Bookmaker. Let's look at Pinnacle. Let's look at FanDuel. My 3 books here. FanDuel's kind of chilling. Again, if you see these dots on my screen, that means that's FanDuel updating their odds every time. But Bookmaker's moving. Pinnacle's not really moving much, but Bookmaker's moving in a direction that says that we want to bet this over here. And so we want to bet TJ over 3.5 catches, which I'm okay with. I'm all right with going after FanDuel and grabbing this play. I don't see anything at the moment that makes me want to put together the SGP boost on DraftKings for the Vikings Chargers. Let's go ahead and grab this play on TJ. Chris, any Dabble? Yeah, Chris, we spent about the first 20 minutes of the stream going through Dabble and all the DFS books. We'll take a look here, but I got to wrap up the stream here in a few minutes, so try to maybe get that at the very end. But we look for DFS value early. We can also choose our reward. Claim now. Okay. Claim now. That's cool. Cool. And let's go over here for this game. Am I going to bet $200? Will I bet this? Probably a pretty good chance I will, because I like the movement from Bookmaker. And we can obviously use our profit boost if we want to, guys, on this play. I'm going to probably go, let's just take this as a 150 spot. I'll do that instead. Like that a lot. TJ over. Okay, we got TJ over on his catches. And if I wanted to, I mean, I could get out of this by just arbing this to Bookmaker right now if I didn't like this play, right? We could definitely do that. What else do we have here? Let's kind of remove these all, and then let's take a look at, can we rock any like DraftKings? Can I rock a SGP boost over here at all? Can we do that, please? Let's look at main markets. What do we have here? Keenan Allen over on catches. Vidal, anytime touchdown. Okay. Carson Wentz under on his passing attempts. These are really low edge plays, guys, but we might be able to get something over here on DraftKings. Let me log in. So SGPs are normally, you're going to have correlation nerfing. Luckily, none of these really are tied together, but still it's going to be pretty rough. So we're going to try to rock this right now. I'm going to cook this up, and what I'm going to do right here is I'm just going to come over here and add this to a parlay, right? Keenan over, Vidal over, Wentz under on his attempts, okay? And obviously up here in the top right-hand corner, clicking this here, Odds Jam's telling us that we should be receiving odds of plus 836, and we're not going to be receiving odds when I cook this up on an SGP, which is kind of stinky, but that's just the way it goes. So anytime scores, there's Vidal. All right, let's go over to passing props. I don't know if this passing attempts is going to be available. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Okay, we can do that. Cool. DraftKings is pretty good about this. They have a pretty expansive menu when it comes to betting this. You want to make, when it comes to like their player prop menu, you want to make sure, guys, when you're looking at these receptions, you're going to the over-under. Don't take the initial top part of just 6+ catches. Normally you get ripped off in price a lot of times. So make sure you scroll all the way down to Keenan Allen over 5.5. All right, and we're receiving odds actually at plus 800. Why can't I turn this into, is my boost not coming in? What did I not do here, DraftKings? It's probably got to be 4 legs. No, minimum 3 legs. Total must be plus 300 or higher. All right. Oh, there it is. It showed up. All right, cool. So with the 20% boost, guys, we're getting this at plus 1040 odds. So this is definitely worth it. So this is, I'll share this with you guys here in just a second. This seems to be definitely something that you want to go after. All right, so I'm grabbing this right here. Let me throw this off to the side. Let me move this over. All right, so just to share this with you guys, this is the slip on DraftKings. All right, so we're looking at Vidal anytime touchdown score. Carson Wentz under on his passing attempts. Keenan Allen over 5.5 catches. I'm putting my 3-pick SGP boost over here on DraftKings, and it's definitely EV. It's definitely an EV play. Even though we're finding plays that have a low edge, with this boost, it makes it very EV. So we're getting this at plus 1040 odds. So I'll just click add to parlay right here. And then all I have to do is come over to my bet tracker and come over here and click this. Looks like I added it twice. So it's my bad. Delete this once. Click this little sign, click the odds boost, and put 1040. And there it is. For the person that was asking about Dabble, because we're going to conclude the stream here, guys. Obviously, we're looking at, let's look at 3-pick entries with no insurance. I don't have any minimum data points set up just quite yet, but it looks like Vassal would be something that we'd be interested in, whether it's points and rebounds or rebounds and assists. Everything else looks like a bunch of crap. No Pinnacle odds, no FanDuel odds. Robinson. Yes, Robinson plays okay for tonight. South Alabama, Georgia State. It's not bad. I would add that to the slip. Carson Wentz, under 241.5. Yeah, I'm okay with adding Carson Wentz under 241.5 passing yards. So Robinson, Wentz, I would take probably either of these Vassal plays because it's a good play currently too. I'd rather probably take this one, the top one, because it's a good play to FanDuel. But outside of that, Desmond Bain, Friday, this looks pretty good early on compared to FanDuel. So I take the Desmond Bain play. So those would be the plays that I go after. Yeah, already Dabble's definitely a candy store. It's definitely easy money for sure. All right, guys, that's the stream. There is no stream tomorrow. There is no stream on Saturday. I am traveling to Mexico for basically 30 hours. So there will be a stream Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So I'm back on Sunday morning for NFL. No stream tomorrow, no stream on Saturday, as I'll be traveling out of the country. But I'll be back. If I'm not back, then basically everyone in the stream knows that I'm somewhere abducted in Mexico. But that's not going to happen because it's a great country, a lot of great people, great food. So I will talk to you guys on Sunday morning. Otherwise, have an awesome evening, and we'll chat soon, guys.